So today we're going to be taking a look at SuperMemo, specifically Advanced English 2018, which is a SuperMemo collection. So if you don't know, SuperMemo is just a software that allows you to learn things really efficiently. So without doing a long preamble, I'm just going to kind of jump in. So to get things started, we'll click Learn. Okay, so you can just ignore this. Okay, so we have a question here. A band of leather used around the waist to keep trousers in position. A belt.
Belt.
Okay, so a couple things. I knew that right away, so I'm going to give myself a smiley face. And what that does is it's going to tell the algorithm that this particular question I did really well on. Okay, so the idea is I don't necessarily need to review this particular question tomorrow. Maybe I don't review that for quite some time since I did well. Let's do the next one. So it says short, and that's just giving you a little contextual clue. Could you devote some of your time to me?
Can you spare me a few minutes?
Can you spare me a few minutes? Okay, so I think what this clue meant is it's telling you it's like a kind of a short answer, short question. It's not just going to be one word. So you'll see some more examples of these. So this one I had no idea, so I'll get a frowny face. I need to review that. Next repetition. A thing wrapped up and tied up for carrying or mailing. A package?
Parcel.
Okay, a parcel. So, okay, the other thing you'll notice is that we have this audio file that automatically plays down here. You can also
Parcel.
press that and we'll see it again. Okay, let's do one more.
Believer.
Okay, here's another example. ID, to get out of serious trouble by one's own effort.
Pull oneself up by one's own bootstraps.
Okay, so I think I can guess what this means. That means idiomatic expression. Okay, so what you've been seeing up to this point are a certain type of element. So if you look over on the right in this menu, you see that there's a couple different branches. Advanced English, grammar, pronunciation, spelling, use one's own items. Okay, so we can figure out what branch this thing falls on by clicking Contents.
Pull oneself up by one's own bootstraps.
So that's where this element is. So that's under idioms, right? So it's super organized, which is nice. And you can kind of keep tracing up to figure out what branch it's part of. And of course, this one's part of Advanced English, this branch. I want to show you some different types of items so you can get an idea.
We go to the theater every month.
Okay, so if you can imagine, this would be like another question. Obviously, you wouldn't see the. It would say we go to, and then you would have to fill in the blank, right? The theater, and you'd give yourself a grade. Here's
This is the only pair of glasses I have.
Right. And there's just a ton of these questions. It's really great practice. So let's take a look at a pronunciation card. So these cards are focused purely on just emulating the pronunciation shown. So let's do
Ruffian.
a ruffian. So down here you have the IPA. And
Ruffian.
so you can also flip it. So if you do Alt-Y, you can just see the IPA and then you have to guess, okay, how do I pronounce this, in English? Okay. So there's pronunciation. So the next type, and this is actually the last type of card, is a spelling card. So let's do city. All right, you can, if you look through here carefully, you see it's kind of broken up into categories, and depending on which group the word belongs to. So let's do this one. So if you look here, it says BU, and then have these parentheses. So you need to say, hey, does bulldozer have L or double L? I think it's double L. So I'd come down here, type it in, and then I'll hit enter, and I got it right because it showed up in all caps in white. So I'll show you what it looks like if you get it wrong. So this one's distilling. Okay, I think that's single L. Okay, I'm just going to go single L. I think that's wrong. So yeah, that was wrong. So it is double L. So notice that it was blue this time. So let's fix that. And now it's white, telling us we got it right. Okay, so the other aspect of this program is that you have a say in when cards get scheduled. So as you can see, we have how many items? Let's see. In total, just in this one branch, we have 40,395 items, you know, another 2,000 here and so on. So it's just a ton of items. So you might think, well, some of these aren't as important as other ones. So you might want to delay them. And you can do that yourself. You can do that manually, and I'll just show you really quick.
Call.
Okay, so one reason you might want to delay is because you already know something really well. And you think, I don't need to see this again, I just know it. So for telephone, you might already know that to call somebody is to telephone them, right? So if you want to tell SuperMemo, hey, don't show me this for a long time, what you can do is do Alt-P, and then that pulls up this thing. And I'll focus first on interval. So interval just means this is the next time the algorithm is going to show you the card in one day. So it's going to show you on Saturday. Let's say I don't want to see it for 10 more days. And you can do as much as you want here, right? Put in whatever number you want. Oh, actually, 1 between whatever this number is. Okay. So now I won't see it for 10 more days.
Stamp.
Oh yeah, and so some of these cards also have pictures, which is nice. And okay, so let's show you one more thing, and then we'll wrap it up. So the other thing is you have this number, which is the priority. Now, so if you think about it, every day SuperMemo is going to say, hey, here's, I don't know, like 100 items that I want you to review or learn or whatever. So the idea is each of those items, you have to decide, you know, in what order to review those, right? So ideally you would review the most important things first, and then only later do less important stuff, because sometimes it might be a busy day and you don't have time to get through everything. So the idea is you want to make sure you hit those really important things first. So it turns out that the lower this number is, the higher in the line that it's going to be, right? So if I was to give it a value of 0, that would mean it's like the highest possible priority that you could do. 100 is the lowest. So I'll just put it like 89 because I don't think it's that important, right? And again, interval, don't get that mixed up with interval. Interval is just saying in 6 days we will see this card again. Now the priority, just to summarize, is if this thing was scheduled today, right, it's never going to be before another element that was also scheduled today but had a lower priority. So hopefully that makes sense. Everything else, there's a lot of other features to this program, but you know, you're just going to learn it as you go. And there's a really active Discord community, and there's also tons of resources online where you can learn about it. Feel free also to message me if you have any questions. But you know, advanced English is a great way to kind of just get your feet wet with SuperMemo, because you don't actually have to make any of this content yourself. It's already like built in and basically ready to go. So you can kind of just get a sense of how powerful SuperMemo is for learning, because you can focus on just learning the material. You don't have to make your own material. Of course, you can add stuff, and that's what this branch is for, the user's own items. But I think with, you know, over 40,000 items, you're probably going to have your hands busy for a while with this. So let me know if you have any questions. Just leave a comment down below, and I think I'm going to end it right now.